Good morning. Oh, this beard is getting crazy. I gotta trim it up. I put some tallow in it from this company out of Sisters, Oregon, and man, it's feeling nice and slick. But anyways, I've been thinking about something on my drive. I'm gonna hit the gym and then go to work today at the dealership. One thing I was thinking is things getting bestowed upon you. I was hearing this from Tai Lopez. Tai Lopez is amazing. And he was saying, like, obviously from your first, being broke to making, 100 to 150,000, obviously it takes hard work, but once you want to go from 100,000 to $1 million, most of it's bestowed upon you. You're not putting in, what would be the word? X amount of work. You're not like, oh my gosh, I'm working 12, 15-hour days, in your business. I'm talking more so in business. At my job, like, yeah, I make 100,000 a year plus, but it's like in your business to earn 0 to 100,000, it's going to take a lot of work. But then to get to the next section, it's more of bestowment. And bestowment is like ideas and connections and getting around the right people. And I thought that was amazing, because at the end of the day, you can work as hard as you want, but if you're in the wrong geography or if you're around the wrong people or you're in the wrong sector of work, what really ends up happening is you're working your tail off for pennies. You're on the hamster wheel of life, and you're separating your job from your business, and there's all these steps, and it's kind of like everything needs to be cohesive. And I think what he means by that is you personally as a person are a brand. And so when you're at work or you're at home with your family or your wife or you're building your business, it all's kind of cohesive and gels together. You're not separating anything. It's all the same. And I think for me, the biggest thing it comes down to is intentionality. Like when you're intentional about building something, everything kind of just falls into place. They use the law of attraction, but I like the bestowment, what he says about that, because for me, I meet a lot of people along the way that say things that I'm like, ooh, that was really good, or oh, maybe I should try that. That's great. Like just ideas, and getting around coaches and mentors that are farther along the path than I, that are making 200 to 250,000 to $1 million a year from their business, which is awesome. Which you're top 5 to top 1% in Oregon if you live in Oregon, depending on where you live. I think I was reading a statistic that if you make 318,000 as an individual, one person, you're top 1% in Oregon. I think in the United States you're like top 2%, because you count in like cities like New York and California that have a lot of millionaires and billionaires, but in Miami. But the thing is, like for me personally, I know that once I'm intentional, like the bestowment starts happening. Like I meet the right people, the right ideas start flowing, everything starts flowing, and I don't separate anything. I'm me. I'm Zach Rouse. I'm living my life. I'm my own brand. I'm my own entity. It's pretty cool. And so I'm looking forward to this next kind of step of bestowment, because that's where I want to get to, is where I'm breaking out of the hundreds of thousands, and then you get into the 200,000s, then you get into 300,000s, and it gets fun. And I think one of the things I heard from a guy, I can't remember his name, but he said the hardest thing to do is hit 100,000 yearly. Once you hit 100,000, you already know what it's like to be in the hundreds of thousands. Then it's like the next step is $1 million, which is hard. But to be in the hundreds of thousands, you can gradually work your way up. Gradually, it's not like straight up. Like for me personally, I wouldn't know what to do with millions of dollars right this second. I need to work my way to become that, and so that I can live a great lifestyle with love, happiness, health, all that. If you were to give me $5 million today, would I be able to handle it? Probably not. But if you were to give me 300,000 today, sure, I'd be able to handle it. I've been in the hundreds of thousands, right? Like that's where my mindset's at. And it's fun because like in this journey, you gotta crunch the timelines a little bit. I'm realizing like if you have a 10-year goal, you typically procrastinate up until year 9. So you're not really getting anywhere. You gotta kind of crunch in the goal, like look at things in 6-month increments, and that's what I'm doing right now. Is like, in 6 months, what can I achieve and accomplish that I would want to do in 5 years? So my 5-year goal is now 6 months. Pretty cool. And that's where I'm at. It's actually 60 days right now, but then after the 60 days, I'm going to look at the next 5 months, or basically 4.5 months, and go, okay, how can I accomplish my 5-year goal, or my goal that I wanted to do by, let's say, 35, and accomplish it by 34? So anyways, that's where I'm at. Just thought it'd add some value. Take it if you want it, leave it if you want it. Doesn't bother me. Have a good day.